What's going on, gang? Welcome back into Lights Out Gaming. For those of you that are new here, my name is Mike, and what you are watching today is a special video. This is the time and slot that is normally reserved for Tips and Tricks Thursdays. However, I did feel it necessary to make a video in regards to downloadable content. So why downloadable content? Well, that's because Call of Duty Advanced Warfare, the guys over at Sledgehammer, just announced that the third DLC map pack, Supremacy, will be coming to Xbox June 2nd. It always comes about a month later to PlayStation, but that's not what we're even going to get into right now. What I want to talk about today is the issues with the DLC and how to fix them. I'd first off like to explain that while I am a COD fanboy, I am also a businessman. I also understand that there are reasons that certain companies do things, but I want to explain in regards to DLC what is wrong and what we can do to fix it. So I'm going to start this by saying, what is DLC, Mike? Because when I first started playing video games, I had no idea. I played Call of Duty, and then all of a sudden I seen these weird things popping up, and it's just like, I didn't know what downloadable content was. For those of you that are new to DLC, what it is, it's basically something that was not in the game when it came out, that you can download at a later date. And how Call of Duty works it is they come out with 4 separate map packs. Alright, it usually comes with 4 maps in each one, and maybe a new gun or a new zombies mode. So in these 4 map packs, they charge $15 a piece for it. But what they do is they give you an opportunity to buy a season pass. What a season pass is you get all 4 map packs, which would cost $60 if you bought them individually, and they say, we will give you a $10 discount if you buy them up front, and we'll charge you $50 for them. So the cycle of DLC, the way it works is usually about 3 months after the game's been released, they come out with the first map pack. In previous Call of Duties, what they did was included it in the regular map rotation, and they also had a separate playlist if you wanted to just play the new maps. Just starting back in Ghosts and Advanced Warfare, they stopped doing that. What they did is they started putting the DLC maps in their own separate playlist, and they did not include them into regular rotation until a month later. That's where the problems come in. These are the problems that I have with the DLC as of right now. What it does is it separates the community. Call of Duty, they've always prided themselves on saying that they appeal to the masses, they want to take care of the majority of the community. Now, while I couldn't find the exact numbers for the DLC sales and what they are, the percentage of console users that do use DLC, what I did is I went and found the latest study I could find. It looked like back in 2011 that the number was only 6% of console users actually bought DLC content. Now, I do believe that over the last few years that has increased. I believe that gaming has only gotten bigger. What I'm saying is that as a whole, we're going to say high end is 15%. I'd like to believe the number for DLC purchases is about 10 to 15% of the community. So while it is not the mass of the community, these are the people that spend the most money on the game, because they not only spent the $60 to get it for their console, they also spent another, anywhere from $15 all the way up to $60 to get the downloadable content. For those of you that have played Call of Duty for a long time, you might remember the mode Mercenary Mosh Pit. What this was, it was a playlist where solo players could go to not play against parties. It was some place that you could go and not bring a friend with you. It was literally just for solo players so that nobody was at a disadvantage playing against a clan, a party, whatever the case may be. Why this is relevant is because Call of Duty removed Mercenary Mosh Pit from the game, stating that it didn't have the players in there to create the best matchmaking. So let us get this straight. 10 to 15% of people are buying the DLC, but if you're anything like me, you played the DLC for about, 2 to 3 days before you got sick of the maps, and now you're not even in that list. So the people that do buy those maps, it's not even the 10 to 15% that bought the DLC, because nobody wants to be in that segregated playlist for that long. So you might not even get to experience that 10 to 15% until the maps are in regular rotation, which is another month again. So how is this anything different than the Mercenary Mosh Pit that they said they wanted to remove because it hurt matchmaking ability? If anything, DLC is hurting us more than it's helping us. So what's the incentive to actually buy DLC today? We are about to get the third DLC here on June 2nd, all right? Which means it's not going to come to regular playlists until July. The next map pack will come out in August, which means it will not be in playlists until September. What would that mean for PlayStation users? That would mean that they are going to not get the maps in rotation until October. Same thing for the PC group. So I hope you can understand why this is an issue, because by the time September and October roll around, we are all getting prepared for Black Ops 3. We're all getting prepared for the next big Call of Duty game. Those that bought the season pass because they gave us a $10 discount and we bought it for $50, did we actually pay $5 more than we should have? Because I don't know about you, that last map pack that was in Ghosts, the last map pack that is going to be in Advanced Warfare, I am not going to get much play out of it at all. So essentially, I might as well have just bought in the first few map packs, $15 a piece, $15 a piece, $15 a piece, and then just not buy the last one. That's what I might as well have done, because I'm probably not going to touch the 4th DLC much at all. I used to love getting up in the morning, going to get the new DLC, downloading it, looking forward to playing it in regular matches, hoping that the map would come up, rather than playing them over and over and over again, because you do get sick of it when you're in the same playlist. The gameplay that you're watching on the screen today, these are from maps from the 2nd DLC. I miss these maps, I'm not gonna lie. I did get sick of them after the first few days, but these were actually some really good maps. I wish they were in regular rotation. But here's another issue. You buy the DLC, it segregates you from the normal community once they hit the regular rotation. So you go from playing with 100% of people with the standard maps that come with the game, just 10 to 15% of people who have bought the first DLC. All of a sudden, your matchmaking is not as good as it once was, your connection might not be as good as it once was, because you're playing with a lot smaller community, guys. Let's say that someone bought the first DLC, they decided, no, I hate the fact that the maps are in a separate playlist. I didn't like the fact that I wasn't able to play them for an entire month in regular. I wanted to play Search and Destroy. I couldn't play it because I'd have to go into a private match. So many reasons, they decided not to play the 2nd DLC. So let's take that number, high end 15%, and let's say that 3% of those people decided, no, I don't want to buy the 2nd DLC because I don't like the model of it. All of a sudden, when the 2nd DLC hits the normal playlist, you are all of a sudden in a minority of just 12% of game players that are playing Advanced Warfare. I hope you see where I'm going with this. So here the question lies, how do we fix it? Alright, so what I'm going to do now, I'm going to put some numbers on the screen because I want you to follow along with me here. We're going to do this based on a small sample size of 100 people. We're going to pretend that 100 people are in a room, they're all Call of Duty players, 85 of them are going to buy the base game, and the other 15 are not only going to buy the base game, but they're going to buy every single DLC map pack for $60. They're not even spending the $50 on the season pass, they're buying them all individually, they are spending $60. So, those 15 people that spent $60 on the game, $60 on the DLC, have spent $120 overall. Alright, so we take that, multiply it by 15, we get $1,800. We take those other 85 people that bought just the standard base game for $60 with no map packs, so we multiply those 85 people times 60, the cost of the game, and we get $5,100. We add in those two together, we get $6,900. Alright, so that's about where I believe it's at right now within the DLC purchases. But let's just, for giggles, we're gonna say 20% of people buy DLC. 20% of people and the other 80 that are in the room, they bought the base game. So we'll take that 20, multiply that by 120, we get 2,400. We take the 80 people times by 60, and that's 4,800. Those together equal 7,200. So we understand how much they made off the DLC and the regular sales of the game. Now let's go on. Let's just say that we cut the DLC in half. We cut it in half and we say, you know what? We're gonna charge half of the cost just to make sure we get more players. So we're gonna say $30 is what we're gonna charge for all 4 map packs to be included with the game. We want to stop segregating the community, so what we're gonna do, we're gonna raise the game price. We're gonna put it at $90. $90. I understand At first thought, you might be like, well, that's steep, Mike. It's not really. I'm going to make a video on that, but we're going to say $90, right? We multiply that by all 100 people, you have $9,000. That is a huge, huge profit. We're talking over 20% profit right there. And the gaming community is not split up. My take on this, you raise the game price, you buy this game right now for $80, and what we are going to do is we are going to include every single bit of DLC that comes out for it, for the map packs. That leaves something else. There's a business model here, guys, and like I said, not only are they going to make more money on that, it is going to create spikes in their gaming during DLC times, because not only are you going to get it, everybody is going to get those new map packs, which means it's going to create a spike in their revenue because the game's going to be played more around those times. The gaming cycle will be longer, as well as the micro DLC. Some people are against this. I am not against micro DLC at all. I actually think it's perfect. If I owned a business, I'd probably do something similar, because guess what? That will not affect gameplay at all if you buy it or do not buy it. Those are just aesthetics. That's all they are. But we are talking about the base game at hand here, selling for $80. It's $20 more than a regular game, which I believe games are going to be going up in the near future. Like I said, I'm going to be discussing that in a different video. But if you charge $80 for the game, the COD community will be more close-knit. Everybody will be playing the maps. You will get more sales based on that. I want to thank you guys for watching this video. Hopefully you understand where I'm at, and if for some reason they don't choose to implement this idea, hopefully we have the option to disable all DLC, so that way if we don't want to be segregated from the rest of the community, we can choose to go back and play the non-DLC maps with the standard community. I'd like you guys to let me know in the comment section below, do you buy the DLC and why? And also, if you don't buy the DLC and why you don't. I'd love to hear your guys' input. I'm sure there's things I've missed here, but I definitely want to thank you for sticking around watching this till the end. I hope I nailed my point. Hopefully you understand it. Hopefully this video spreads like wildfire and we all play the DLC at the same time. But thank you guys as always for watching. Don't forget to like the video and subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. But until next time, guys, lights out.